Hey there, beautiful humans. Welcome to 2022. I'm glad to be here with you. If you guys haven't heard me before, my name is Angel Shamsa. I am an holistic health coach, but also a shaman who helps kind of clear and work through and heal any kind of blockages or mishaps that are happening internally, mind, body, and soul wise. So if you guys haven't listened with me before, I'd love to talk about different just holistic aspects of life, that mind, body, soul balance, relationships, nutrition, hobbies, traumas, you name it, we talk about it here. So thank you for coming and meeting with me again. I'm so happy to start out the new year strong, and hopefully throughout the year I continue with this podcast to further illuminate and help people with their own awakening, their own journey, because I feel like that's kind of my own purpose on this earth. So with that, I want to do a collective reading for the new year, for January specifically, and I think I want to do like a monthly reading kind of going forward, just for when the month starts. There's a lot of just kind of excitement, but then this worry of the unknown. So if I can help kind of ease our way back into being aware of what kind of life we're living, what the planets are saying, what the energy around us is saying, because we are definitely affected by all of those things. And so the more we are aware of these things, the better. So the first card I got going is step out of your comfort zone. Stepping out of your comfort zone is the best and kind of the only way that we can truly grow, truly evolve. When we're stuck in our old patterns, our old habits, then it's really easy to just continue to be on that path, and sometimes it's a destructive one. So really being aware of everything, especially in this past year, that has hurt you more than helped you, and really kind of getting clear on what it is you must let go of so that you can move forward is a really powerful exercise to do with yourself right now, just so that you are totally clear on where you want to go, and knowing that if you did have a rough past, either your whole life or even just this past year, then you know that you have the control to alter or change or maneuver something in your life or out of your life so that it can either make room or to continue to flourish and grow within your own existence, essentially. So stepping out of your comfort zone, really awesome. And then also energy of a new earth. Now, if you've listened to what I've said, if you've been paying attention to parts of my posts, I've kind of been hinting at this idea that we're stepping into our energy, guys. There's a huge awakening. The world is finally remembering why we came here, what we're doing here, what our purpose is, what our passions are. And a lot of it is so intertwined with who we were as children and healing the traumatized child within ourselves, and just healing any work or any shadow parts of ourselves that need to heal. That's really powerful to help you step out of your comfort zone and create this new earth, so that you can then create a ripple effect that will go on to others and show others that it's time for them to wake up too, time for them to do the work too. Have you seen, like, there's this huge trend, right? Everyone wants to just call it a trend. Like, it's gonna be here today, gone tomorrow. But the reality of the metaphysical, crystal, witch, all these types of trends, is there's so much truth in it. And it's funny because all of these were kind of a trend, air quotes, more so in like the 70s and the 80s, when people were starting to do that first wave of awakening, understanding that love really is kind of the ultimate ruler of this earth, not money, not greed, not power. And it's really getting clarification on who we are as divine beings. And that was why you saw such a huge spiritual movement. But with the spiritual movement, and this is really important for this upcoming year, because you're gonna have to come up against a lot of opportunities for discernment for yourself. There's going to be a lot of fakes, and there's going to be a lot of people trying to deter you from the truth, but it's under the guise of them telling you the truth. And I have to say, even with the things that I say here, take it all with a grain of salt, do your research, and really feel into it. Feel it in your gut. Does it feel right with you? Does it sit right with you? Does it not sit right with you? I also implore all of you guys to really, really take control of your intuition this year, because the more that you strengthen it, the more you won't be able to be duped or fooled. And there's going to be a huge wave of people trying to dupe and fool you this coming year specifically. And so it's really up to you to do the work, do the research, and make sure that you are really strong in who you are. If you don't know who you are, it's going to be really easy to deter you from who you're supposed to be. And this year is all about destiny. There's so much powerful energy around this idea of we're doing everything we need to do this year to get to our destiny. If we have to get rid of people, it's happening. If we have to leave our jobs, it's happening. If we have to make sacrifices, it's happening, because at this point we're all fed up. And we all want answers, and we all want truth. And that part of that truth comes with taking risks, taking chances. The universe, the world, God, divine will support you, will encourage you, will reward your risks, will reward you taking that chance, stepping outside of your comfort zone. Fear is an illusion, my friends. Fear is nothing but something that is just yet another detour. And essentially those detours, we're running out of time with these. We don't have time to detour anymore. So I'm going to tell you very seriously that it's time to be serious about your life. If you're tired about something, stop just complaining about it all the time. Do something. Take action. All of this is a huge call to action for your life, for your destiny, for your purpose, for your passions. If you are unsure what your purpose and your passion is, start honoring yourself, and it will become clearer and clearer. What are the things that you love the most in life? What are the things that you always loved since childhood? What things are you naturally good at? Follow those rabbit holes. Learn more. Knowledge is power. Really equip yourself with everything that you need to make the decisions that you need to make to get to where you need to be. And it sounds also vague and really kind of like, oh, like, what do you mean? Almost like that's so, I don't know, like a broad explanation of what needs to be done. But honestly, that's mostly what I can say as advice, because it's just following yourself, following your gut, following your intuition. If you don't know how to follow your intuition, start making quicker decisions. I was one of the most indecision type of people. Like, I had such a problem with making decisions. Like, you know that meme of, I think it was like the Notebook movie, and then the guy's like, what do you want? Just tell me what you want. And it's like me every time I'm trying to go get something to eat. That was me. For everything though, until I kind of started forcing myself, just make quicker decisions. Don't take so much time. Follow your gut. If your gut seems wrong in that moment and it leads you down something crazy, you're meant to go down that crazy rabbit hole. It's all meant to be. Wherever you feel like you're going right now, it's all going to lead you to your destination. But you just have to be aware of it, because if you keep on kind of living your life on autopilot in a way of like, whatever happens to me, I guess happens to me, or even feeling like you're doomed forever to be in a cycle of pain or suffering or struggle or any of those negative types of feelings, or try not to get negative good, but all of those uncomfortable feelings that really get us stuck a lot of the time. Depression, anxiety. What is that depression, anxiety telling you? Depression, anxiety, oh man, I was told that it was hereditarily chronically depressed and anxiety ridden my entire life, and yet I've been able to do such beautiful conscious work to make it so that it's not running my life. It hasn't run my life in quite some time, and that is something that I was told would never happen. And that's the thing, is once we're told that something will never happen, we start to kind of lay back and go, oh, you're right, it'll never happen. That's a lie. That's something that's leading you to not the truth. That's a false illusion. And it's time to really wake up to the fact that when somebody's telling you, oh no, that's not possible, oh you can't, blah blah blah, it's usually a projection of their own fear that you will succeed. It's usually a projection of their own belief in themselves to accomplish such a feat. That is not the definition of your ability to accomplish such a feat. And just because it may be easier for someone else to accomplish what you want to accomplish does not mean that it's not meant for you. It just means that you need to put more energy into it. You need to focus more on it. And the more you give it less resistance, the more it will resist you. You are your thoughts. So if you were going to approach something and say, oh, this is so hard, this is unattainable, I'll never get good at this, I'm sorry, self-fulfilling prophecy, you will end up that way. You will feel like you'll never get there. You will feel like you're never going to master it. And that's all you, though. That's only limitations that are put onto you, which a lot of, which bringing me to the next card actually is the curse. And the curse is this idea that we are totally and constantly carrying the not only traumas from our past in this lifetime, but our traumas from and the karma from past lives, and also our family tree from the generations before us. That trauma lives within our DNA. There's science to prove it now, and we've been carrying it, and now it's time to break the chains, break the bonds, break the patterns and habits that are literally keeping an whole lineage back from reward, from success. If you feel like you have a family that has a kind of a roll of bad luck, that's just nothing ever seems to work out with you guys, there needs some serious energetic work to be done. There needs to be serious mindset work done, energetic frequency work. This idea that we are in a scarce mindset versus a scarcity mindset versus a growth mindset. And which one are we feeding? Are we feeding the growth mindset, this idea and this optimism that we can attain what we'd like? Or are we living in a scarcity mindset where we're saying, no, nothing's attainable, my whole family doesn't have what it takes to get rewards, to be better, to be different? If we're telling ourselves these stories and these lies, then of course it's going to be easy for us to lay back and say, oh, I'm going to let life take the wheel instead of me taking the wheel. But that kind of autopilot living does not work when it comes to having the dreams and success that we truly are after. Success and dreams take work. If you want to lay back and really kind of indulge in this kind of, talking about the 7 deadly sins lately, this idea of laziness, slothness, and knowing that too much of that, rest is great, but too much of that is just detrimental to your soul, is detrimental to your worth in a lot of ways, to your ability to see where you fit in on the great cosmos. So yeah, it's really about breaking this curse and really acknowledging that the limitations and the stories that your family has told you, and those limitations and illusions that you're telling yourself, are not true, and it's time to break through them, time to do the work, time to acknowledge the scarier parts of your psyche and your soul and your emotions, and it's time to face some things with truth, your truth. And then I got an inverted moon, which it's all about like uncovering the darker parts of yourself, really illuminating your emotional side, the water within you, knowing that you flow in and out, just like the moon pulls the tides in and out. We are nature, and so we have to honor ourselves as so. As you continue to honor your purpose, your passions, your loves, your boundaries, anything that you need to take for yourself this year, it's going to be really important. And this reading specifically is for this month, but I also want to say for this next year in general, it's really an energy and season of taking your freaking power back and not letting other people determine your path or determine your destiny, because your destiny is already coming for you, boo-boo. You just have to go after it. It's essentially waiting in a waiting room, and you're stuck in a meeting saying, oh, this meeting's way more important than my destiny. And then you're going to waste all this time in this meeting, and then you're going to get out, and destiny's going to be either sleeping on the couch or maybe even gone, and maybe you've now switched to another timeline where you will have sadness and loss your whole life. But that's a frequency you're choosing, not anyone else, not another divine being. You. It's your choice. Are you going to feed the growth, or are you going to feed the scarce? And then it's the beaver card, and the beaver is all about kind of this water. They put it as like a water energy, and because they do work within like streams and stuff, building dams, and part of their hard work and their essentially them working towards stability of some sort, it all has to do with putting in the work, putting in the action, not standing by and hoping and praying that things are going to work out, or even really pessimistic about things working out and then expecting them to work out anyways. Life does not work like that. You have to start with the optimism first, even if you don't fully believe it, even if it's not fully available to you in that moment, does not mean it will never be available to you. So really acknowledging that things take time. Beavers don't build a dam in a day. It takes time, and it takes time to build anything, either externally or internally. Both types of building is yet another lesson, yet another test to show like all the skills you've learned, all the skills you're building still, things you have to work on, things you're really excelling at, and just being aware of the kind of full picture of everything that's happening around us, that even through the turmoil, even through the problems, even through the state of the world as it stands, it's about your existence within the world. So we can sit and dwell on the external all day long, but what is the internal saying to you? What is the internal trying to kind of shed light on and have you go towards and work towards? It's time to work. So if you feel like maybe that this time is for rest, I'm gonna tell you, boo-boo, this energy says it's work time. And if you feel like it's rest time because you've been doing a whole bunch of work, then maybe the work has been done in the wrong area. Because we do love to put energy in things that really ultimately don't matter. Not for our destiny, not for our ability to succeed, not to thrive. It's usually taking something away from us, and that's why we feel so drained. If we are going with the true flow of the energy of the planets, of the earth, of the world, the collective as a whole, then we should all essentially be around the same page. If you feel like the energy is off, if you feel like you're not resonating with a lot of what's happening or with a lot of people around you, what is it within your life that needs to be shifted? What is it within your life that needs to be let go of, changed? Because essentially we're here to have a similar experience. We're here to understand each other on a deep level. And if you feel misunderstood, or if you don't understand, then there's work to be done. There's things to be looked at. If you are ever curious on how to get started with the work, I do personal coaching sessions. And I do chakra healing, spiritual work, inner child work, trauma work, all that good stuff. Check me out on angeluniversal.com. I have the links to all of my social media. I have the links to my shop. I have the links to my services, how to contact me. I really want to hear from you guys. I really want to help you learn. I really want to help you thrive and succeed and really go after the destiny that you're meant to be living here. Have a wonderful day, guys. I hope you get everything that you need and want. I love you so much. You are powerful, divine human beings, and I just can't wait to see where you guys all end up and how you guys start thriving this next year. I know that this year is going to be probably a huge one for me, literally life-changing, and I'm just ready for it. I've been doing a lot of work, and I will continue to do the work, continue to show up, continue to show that divine, I'm here for it, and you can keep bringing it because I'm here for it. So I hope you guys do the same. I love you. Have a great day. Bye.